I have decided to dedicate the next 45 days to showing up every single day to let you guys know different ways that you can identify how your shadow is currently showing up in your everyday reality, right? And this is video number 3 of 45. And I finally want to touch on the whole Stefon Diggs and Cardi B Super Bowl split, right? Because most people are talking about how he lost a good one and he lost the Super Bowl and his women in the same day and yada, yada, yada. You know, like he lost the prize, the famous, beautiful, whatever, Cardi B. I have a different opinion about this whole breakup. And I can't say for sure if I really think that they're done, okay? Is Cardi B the drama, and is she bringing all of the karma? Because that is my opinion. And I'm a girl's girl, okay? I'm here for my women, and that's the reason we're going to do this breakdown so that you can see how I use different scientific modalities to break down your reality so you can see how patterns are being repeated. Because there's a lot of patterns just in this one scenario alone, okay? So I pick up my phone maybe like Monday afternoon. I worked the previous night during the Super Bowl. So, you know, the next day I do a little scrolling on my phone and I see 50 Cent post a picture talking about how, you know, if he was Stefon Diggs, then lost his Super Bowl, his bitch, and everything in the same night, don't wake me up, just give me a shot and leave me alone, right? And so I kind of just, you know, laughed it off and moved past it. And then I keep seeing everybody commenting on how Stefon Diggs lost out, all right, on Cardi B bringing his baby mother to the Super Bowl and her being a part of the family suite and, you know, shaking her hand and all of these antics, which, okay, we'll get into that. Now, there's a lot of symbolism at play, astrology at play, and, you know, I'm going to even throw in a little numerology, all right? Now, if you've been following me for a minute, then you know I gave away free spiritual assessments last year, and I'm going to be using some of those same sciences and modalities in this video to help you see the symbolic shadow symbolism that's playing out in their life so you don't make the same mistakes, okay? All right. Stefon Diggs, he's 32 years old. He's currently in his Saturn return. Saturn is the planet that rules challenges, karma, right? Misfortune, things that will help you to break patterns on this life journey, this elevation of our soul that starts out in our root chakra as our energy centers develop. As we grow, so should our consciousness grows. But I've already told you that the collective consciousness is operating very much in their sacral chakra. And this is yet another example how the media is pushing out information, situations, drama to create a repetitive thought pattern that keeps you in these lower energy centers. They want you out of your heart. Okay, when you're out of your heart, you're magnetic, you're powerful, and you're a free thinker. Your consciousness is no longer being ruled by your safety, your root chakra, your finances, your genitals, your creative appendages, okay, or your diet, your gut. You're not gluttonous, you're not overdoing it, you're not, you know, ingesting things that's going to give you multiple diseases and have your body attacking itself. You have discipline, right? That allows you to operate from the heart. But scenarios are always going to present itself, not saying that the media can control everything that goes on in these individual lives, because I believe in a higher power. Okay, and that higher power that is operating within you, the God within you, gave you a higher consciousness, your soul, your spirit team, ancestors, angels that are working with you to bring about a change so that you get on your path and you live out the mission that you came here for. Okay, maybe football was a part of that mission to give you, I don't know, notoriety, money, security, safety, whatever it is for your journey. But you're supposed to be doing something bigger for yourself and the collective than just entertaining them. Possibly. And here's why I say that. He's 32. He's in his Saturn return. When he met Cardi B, she was already married with 3 kids. Although separated, going through whatever it is her and Offset are going through, still married. This guy had 3 other separate maybe babies that turned out to be verified babies, very close age within each other. This lets me know that he's spreading his seed far as the eye can see with all of the options that is available to him, operating very much in his sacral chakra, lower sacral chakra, might I add, okay? Very much operating in pleasure, seeking pleasure. When a Sagittarius man is operating on a low vibration, they have a fear of commitment. Baby mama, baby daddy energy all day long. And he came with it, 3 of them. All right. Now, Cardi B at the time probably did not feel that this was an issue because she was also coming with 3 kids. And just because you can afford to nourish them, shelter them, clothe them, give them the finer things in life does not mean that it is a good idea to constantly procreate and create broken homes. Okay, so they both were coming with broken home baggage. Hers may just be from one individual. He's trailing along with a lot of sources and spirits attached to him. All right, and who knows what his higher consciousness was trying to activate within him to get him to see, hey, stop repeating the cycle of having baby mamas creating broken homes, right? I remember also seeing a clip from an interview, maybe about 3 or 4 days before the Super Bowl, and the interviewer was like, so Stefan, once you bring home the Super Bowl ring, or what he said? No, she said something like, Stefan, so is Cardi gonna get her ring once you get your Super Bowl ring or something like that? And he was like, yeah, I gotta get my ring first. Now, what does that tell us, ladies? That tells us that this man is not, this is my woman, my man, my man, my man energy. This is not answered prayer, Russell Wilson energy. This is very much, we having fun and all. We may have had a kid, but I ain't thinking about marriage. All right, I need to get my ring first. My coin's up. I got mouths to feed, and so do she. All right, so I'm not about to let anybody interfere with my coin. I need my ring first, and then we can talk about hers. That does not give, this is somebody that I'm committed to for a lifetime, even though I just made a lifetime commitment with them by creating a child. And we're going to get to that beautiful Scorpio baby because it's clear I gave Miss Cardi B a little bit too much credit. All right, but we're going to get to that. Now, as I'm scrolling throughout the day, this is still Monday following the Super Bowl. Later on, I see a young lady post how Cardi B keeps attracting Sagittariuses, right? Now, I already saw that, Stefan is a Sagittarius, but I'm like, oh, okay. Offset is a Sagittarius too. I'm really very much not paying attention to these people, unless something happens that make me want to dive deeper, I would know this information. So I was like, oh, okay. Cardi B is attracting the same type of individual. She already let you know in her song, she like them black and country. Both Offset and Stefan Diggs are dark skinned and got a little country to them. We all do, got a little something. All right, so that's an indication I need to go and look up Cardi B's natal chart, right? So in addition to understanding that Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, okay? Jupiter, the planet of expansion. Jupiter, the planet of adventure, all right? It led me to go and look up Cardi B's natal chart because I'm like, I know she's also in her Saturn return era. Okay, she's 33. All right, you're still attached to this man, Offset. You have not divorced him because you don't want to pay his taxes, give him a house and a car. That lets me know that you're operating in fear, Cardi B. Okay, although you are, I would say, your aura is probably, a very light orange. You really are trying to get into your solar plexus. You really are trying to pull your kundalini energy up, but it's very much still stuck in your sacral. Okay, you trapped your voice and your lyricism to be very sexually empowered and powerful, using your sexuality to get the things that you desire, including a career, singing about how wet it is and all of these things. But what it can't do is keep a man that don't want to be kept. You can't keep anybody that doesn't want to be kept. And no one who has a wandering eye, still operating in its sacral, has a fear of commitment, doesn't quite feel balanced in their own coin the way that they would like to be, that will have them operating in a more settled, masculine, divine energy. They're still on the chase. Okay? They're still on the chase. I remember seeing in one of Cardi B's interviews saying how Offset was alleging that she didn't want to shower when it was time for them to get nasty. And her clap back was, yeah, you need to taste all of my hard work and sweat to provide for this family. That was a clear subliminal for anybody who can read between the lines that this man was not holding his weight the way he probably once was, or now she has surpassed him, which is, I'm sure, is activating low vibrational energy in any man that doesn't feel financially above or ahead of the woman that he's with. He feels in competition. All right. But see, Offset had dragged the bar so low for Cardi's expectations of a man, as long as he wasn't cheating and he was making money and making her feel good or safe, as she says, probably meaning safe to not feel embarrassed. All right. And as soon as he did what embarrassed her by having his baby mama in the family suite of the Super Bowl, shaking his hand, she gets to go. She gets to go. And I'm like, okay, I get it. He was doing all of the right things, renting out castles, sending all of these roses, this and this and this and that. But you never thought, see, we apply certain things to men that necessarily subconsciously we don't apply to women. All right. How you get a person is how you lose a person. And so Stefan Diggs allowed himself to enter into a romantic situation with Cardi B, knowing that she's still married, knowing that she's still energetically and legally attached to another man. And instead of saying, you know what, baby, if he wants taxes, cars, and a house, give it to him. I'll buy you a new one. Or matter of fact, I'll pay it. I'll pay his taxes. I'll give you the money that the car costs. I'll give you the money that to buy the house or whatever, so that I can alleviate you from this burden, from this stress that this man is causing you, so much so that you're still attached to him, because you mine now. And I want to make sure you know that you mine. I want you to understand that I am committed to this. I don't have a fear of commitment. Those women was just somebody to play with. I want to be with you. That's what a man would have done with Cardi B. Okay, but when you're not viewing your romantic situation from healed eyes and a healed perspective, you're going to go for the first person that makes you feel safer than your last. Not necessarily safe, because you haven't figured out what safe means to you if you haven't gone through the process of analyzing how you got yourself into a situation, when you knew you should have left versus when you actually left, and all the lessons that you learned in between. Cardi B hasn't done that. She got off of one pole onto another and brought life into this world. Now, a couple months ago, I was the first person, probably to say that she was having a girl, because I felt as though she had learned her lesson from Offset, being humiliated, understanding her worth, walking away from her marriage, even though she had these children and all of the assets and things that they were acquiring together over the 7 years that they were married or still are married. Right? So I was like, okay, this new baby got to be a female. Okay, because this baby is coming into Cardi's life to teach her that she needs to start paying more attention. She needs to mature. When that baby popped out in November, first of all, she was saying December, so you didn't really want us to know the timelines. Okay, when you was back in that castle back last February, you was back there creating that little Scorpio. Okay, let us know something then. The truth is gonna come out one way or another. Okay, that baby came out, baby boy, in November. I said, oh, okay, Cardi ain't as healed as she's portraying to be. This situation with Offset really do have her in her feelings more than she's portraying, and she needs a Scorpio to come in to teach her how to transmute this pain, this energy that she keeps involving herself in. Okay, especially with these Sagittarius men. All right. It is trying to let you know it's time. Your kids, their zodiac signs, your kids' zodiac signs are indications of what you need to know and what you need to heal and work on as an individual when they come into your life. Okay. When I had my Leo baby, I had just wrote a Hypocrite's Diary, finished re-editing it. Okay, and it was time for me to start putting myself out there. Time for me to start speaking up, using my voice, being very loud, proud, and in charge, very much utilizing my Scorpio stellium, my sun energy in Scorpio, to start putting out this mystical information. But it took for me to rip away the layers of self-doubt, not being in my courage bag, not having my confidence to be able to speak on the things that I knew helped me. Okay, now I'm in that season. It's a 1 year. It's a new chapter. I done closed out those old wounds. All right, I didn't heal from the things that came to tear me down. And Cardi B better start. Okay. She allowed a man to come into her life that did not say, hey, let me wipe away these burdens so that you can focus on what we doing here, what we building. All right, I done already put a baby in you. You kept it. We got this public celebrity relationship going. I'm not going to make you feel like that, man. I'm not going to embarrass you. But see, his higher consciousness was thinking whether he consciously thought about how it would affect her or subconsciously what happened needed to happen to allow for that break to happen. Hopefully in such a large capacity during the Super Bowl, that Jupiter in effect, that Sagittarius man, that ruling sign, Jupiter is in effect making this breakup so in your face bold that everybody gonna be talking about it. Hopefully so long that neither one of you guys could really go back to one another without looking like fools in love. Both of you guys should be broken apart, so much so by this public, large humiliation of a breakup that it causes you guys to separate. So you guys can start licking your wounds and start actually healing to break the cycles. Because in your Saturn return, you better start learning patterns. Saturn is all about consistency, the patterns, the rituals of things. And so seeing as how Cardi B is now age 33 deep in her Sagittarius pattern repeating, okay, I wanted to go look at her natal chart. I didn't know what time she was born. So when it came back that her rising sign was Sagittarius, I'm like, I'm not even going to dive too deep into that. Because I don't know what time she was born. So it's possible that Sagittarius is not her rising sign. But if it was, wouldn't that be a fucking coincidence? But we know we don't believe in coincidences over here. It's universal laws, baby. It's universal laws. So then I was like, okay, since I can't rely 100% on the fact of knowing that she is a rising sign of a Sagittarius, then that lets me know, okay, go and look at where Jupiter is in her chart. Baby, Jupiter was in her 9th house. Jupiter was in her 9th house. Her ninth house had Virgo in it as well. She has 2 Virgo children that have both come into her life. Male Wave and female Blossom are both Virgos. Knowing she needed to pay more attention to the details that she was going through with her husband, knowing that she needed more love, the love wasn't going to come from him. So instead of leaving and working on herself, focusing on herself, she was still opening her legs, her womb, her sacral creative energy up to him. And she got Blossom. And the universe is like, girl, we is showing you that you need to wisen up, mature, realize that this relationship is going nowhere fast. Finally, you leave this man, only to get right back on somebody else's pole and open up your womb yet again. So we gonna give you another male because clearly you need some real unconditional love that you haven't been able to give yourself. You've been hoping these other men will give to you. They're not, because they haven't yet committed to someone, because you're not the healed version of Belcalis that will attract the man that will give you a stability, a feeling of home, a feeling of love, a feeling of nurturing. Okay? You're not going to be able to attract that until you become that. So we're going to give you another Sagittarius, because this Sagittarius is also going to have a fear of commitment. It's going to highlight your fear of being able to support and sustain yourself. Keep operating in your lower sacral chakra, promoting everything that you do sexually to monopolize the music industry while you can get this bag. You're gonna be wise enough to diversify your money, because you probably don't want to be doing this forever, be away from your children forever. You're getting more and more little babies, so you want to see them grow and have more time and live your Rihanna and ASAP Rocky life. But that's never gonna happen if you don't heal. And you got 2 years, 1.5 to 2 years before you leave out of your Saturn period into your Uranus period. That's gonna cause some catastrophic shit to happen if you haven't consciously made the decision to discern what needs to be addressed. Okay, this is how Cardi B's shadow is coming up for her. It's highlighting the areas that she has fear in. Okay, highlighting it. She also has Aries in her 4th house. All right, which talks about having a house full of motion, full of action, full of activity, lots of kids. It also talks about a house that can have a volatile energy, because when mama is not happy, nobody's happy. Okay, mama needs to be happy, secure, emotionally, mentally stable to be able to show up as the best version that she wants to be for her children. Spreading yourself thin, having to go on tour right after you drop your baby, being in a situation that makes you feel publicly humiliated again, the same way your husband, hopefully soon to be ex-husband, has also made you feel. He's still pulling on your energy. I wouldn't want those homes anyway. If he wants them, he's still going to be pulling on the energy of that home every time you're in it. Things may break. Things may break down. Repairs, robberies, broken windows, anything could happen. Them cars, engine problems could happen, because the energy of him wanting it, him lingering on his energy to it, should cause you to not want it, period. That's a woman that's operating from her heart space. She wants peace over material things, because those things come and go. Right? Now, in order for her to achieve a higher consciousness, let's just say if Sagittarius truly is her rising sign, she needs to be able to conquer the fears that she has. Why she keeps repeating the patterns of being with men that are emotionally unavailable for her. Okay? Address her father wounds. You know I'm going to tell you. Them father wounds, them mother wounds, they run deep. Cardi B has made it clear she comes from nothing. She was a stripper. She did this all off the sweat of her back. Okay? But she craves balance. She's a Libra. She craves financial, physical, emotional security with her partner, her mate. The person that makes her feel emotionally balanced, secure, safe, like she said on her album. Okay? But she's carrying around a lot of drama, a lot of dramatic energy. She's creating a lot of karma for herself. Settle that divorce, release yourself energetically from that man, and go sit down and heal. Go do this tour so all 2026, this new chapter, this new energy, all of these new businesses going to be all you have to distract yourself from the emotional turmoil, the emotional imbalances that you're going to feel if you're not honest with yourself. Okay? The shadow symbolism here is both of these individuals are in their Saturn return. They are needing to break patterns, cycles, both of creating broken homes. Both of them are creating broken homes. Both of them need to elevate their morals and values for themselves and who they give their bodies to. Creating all of these broken homes, creating all of these babies with different individuals. Harness that sexual energy with discipline in your solar plexus so that you can move up to your heart. Because right now they are both vibrating in sacral energy. Stefan may be a little darker than Cardi B's aura in my opinion, but they both are operating in sacral energy. Both are fearing commitment. One is fearing giving commitment. One is fearing not having someone to commit to them. Cardi B is desiring for someone to commit to her and only her. So much so because she fears being alone. She fears not having anyone that makes her feel as special as she would like to feel for herself. And many other things. But this is just a preview of what I did for those individuals. On the next video, I'll probably put up a couple testimonials as to how people felt about the shadow and chakra assessments that I gave them all October, November, and December of last year. Now, if you are interested in finding out what energetic blocks are presenting themselves in your lower three chakras, what's preventing you from living and operating from your heart, go ahead and click the link below. All right. Either get you a shadow assessment or get you an overall spiritual assessment. Now, I haven't opened up my shadow diagnosis yet, but we're going to get to that after this 45-day sprint of me showing you guys symbolism using celebrities of how your shadow is repeating itself in your current reality. After we do this 45-day sprint, I'm going to let you guys know just what a shadow diagnosis is. Because right now, this is a shadow assessment. This is a tiny tidbit of how detailed you could get in your life so that you can decode your mistakes, learn from them, transmute that energy into creating the highest version of yourself. That's what I teach you, baby. It's called alchemy. But until next time, endless love, y'all. Peace.